Welcome to Homeschool is a Work of Heart. I'm Melissa Webb, and after years in the classroom and years homeschooling and supporting those in home education, and even more years creating curriculum for families like yours, I have learned this. Homeschooling isn't about perfection. It is about purpose. And this podcast is here to encourage you, to guide you, and to remind you that what you're doing truly matters. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Well, hello there, friends. I sure hope you are having a fabulous day. I just got home from our biannual team meeting. I have a very small team. Today, there were 5 of us all together, and we had such a fabulous, fun time. And I know that could sound like an oxymoron, fun meeting, like how do those two things go together? And yet they really do for us. We have a great time. And I do put thought and time into making things feel fun, whether it's that I've made things colorful, I come prepared, I have snacks, I have fun drinks, I have cute cups, I usually will have a little gift for each of them waiting at their spot and a little card that I've written. It's just fun. I break down our agenda and I make sure to have times in there where we can just talk about other things, like what great things are going on in your life right now. All these things together make what could seem like the tedious requirement, a biannual meeting, into a fun experience that we all look forward to, and we smile and laugh a lot. So I would really love today to talk about how important it is, especially as home educators, to make things feel fun for the kids. Because with that feeling of fun, you also get a feeling of positivity. And that feeling of positivity is so good for the mind and the body. It's a huge plus. So I want all of that for you. I want your life to be overwhelmingly fun. And I love fun. Fun is fun, right? When things are fun for me, it usually does mean I'm smiling. I'm relatively happy. I'm enjoying the moment that I'm in. But we can't always make life fun, can we? Years ago, I was driving in my car listening to Brooke Castillo. She had a podcast at the time. This would have been like 2017, 2018. And her podcast, which is still out there, I don't think she records very frequently any longer, but it's the Life Coach School podcast. Great podcasts. There's probably 500 of them. So definitely, if you like metacognition, thinking about your thinking, definitely go check her out. But she talked on this particular day about the idea that fun is not something we wait for. It's something we decide. And I remember at the time thinking, I can decide that something's fun? What is she talking about? I mean, I guess easy to say if your life isn't demanding, but in my mind, I'm like, lots of stuff's not fun. But I did take her word for it enough that I thought, I'm going to try this on. I'm not sure that she's right about this, but I'm going to try it on and see how it fits. And did you know you can do that? I've said this before. It's one of the things I love about thinking. Thinking is optional. You get to choose what it is you want to think about. We all think 60,000 thoughts a day, and unfortunately, the majority of thoughts tend to be negative, usually our brain trying to protect us from something. But when you hear of a thought that you're thinking, I wonder if I would do well with that thought, you can try it on like a new summer dress and twist and twirl and walk around and just see how you like it. And if you like how it fits, if you like how it feels, keep it. And if it's a thought that you're like, oh, this feels really uncomfortable, it's not me, toss it out. That's a really lovely thing that we are all able to do with free will, with agency. So remember that and take advantage of that. But back to Brooke's thought, I did get curious about it, and I just wondered, like, can I decide that something or anything is going to be fun? Like, can going to the grocery store ever be fun? Can cleaning out my refrigerator ever be fun? I mean, aren't there some things that are simply not supposed to be fun? I mean, going to the dentist couldn't possibly be fun. And yet, what would happen if I chose to make those unfun things fun? So I did think about it. And I even had to ponder, what do I even mean by fun? What does fun mean to me? Because fun, it can be a noun, it can be an adjective, it can even be a verb. But I wanted to think of it specifically as a thought in my mind. This is fun. And remember, a thought is just a sentence that you think in your head. That's what a thought is. They're not right or wrong. They're just things you think in your head. And then you decide if it feels right or wrong. And if you think something long enough or many, many times, it becomes a belief. And that's important because those thoughts do create our feelings. When I realized that, that was like a game changer for me. What? I'm creating how I feel? So if I'm feeling grumpy today, that's not someone else's fault. I'm creating that? Really? So again, so empowering. Thoughts create our feelings. So when I think this is fun, what is it that I want to be feeling? For me, I want to feel at ease. Maybe like life just got a little lighter, maybe happier, maybe less stress, maybe less stuck. But all good things come from this thought that, hey, this is actually fun. And so, of course, I also wanted to consider what fun is not. I always like to kind of look at both sides of that. And I think you'd agree. Fun is not a personality trait. I wouldn't say so. It's not luck. It's not just like some people are lucky to be able to have fun. And it's not reserved only for vacations or weekends or certain locations where you get to go. It's a thought. Fun starts as a thought, and it's not constant happiness. That's not what I'm talking about when I think of fun. It's not like I'm giggling and being all silly and laughing all the way through my to-do list. It's not like that. And it's not even meaning that I love the task that I'm doing. Even though I'm trying to do something to make it more fun, it doesn't mean I'm going to then love it. At its core, I would say this: fun is a state of mind, and it's a state of mind that feels lighter than the resistance that I had been feeling. Because to me, when I want to feel that something is fun, it's actually because it's not feeling very fun, and I want to turn it into something more fun. And that will remove some of the resistance and feel lighter. And I think that when we understand that, all of a sudden we realize, wow, there's a lot we could do here. So I want you just to stay with me, because this week I want to help make your life more fun. It's probably already so fun, but we're going to make it even more fun. So many people believe that something is fun because it was caused by a circumstance or a situation or a location in our life. So let's say there's an upcoming concert and you have tickets, and in your mind, like, this is going to be so fun. Is it the concert that's going to be fun, or is it the thought that you have that it's going to be fun? Or let's say your neighbor said, we've got 2 tickets to a football game this weekend. We can't see the Chargers play. Do you want our tickets? And you'd be like, oh my goodness, that will be so fun. Is it that the game will be fun? They could lose. So then what's making it fun? Is it your thought that it's going to be fun? And why? So important to think about these things, because the fact is that tons of people go to these kinds of events and many others and come back and say, I had no fun at all. That was not fun. So it's not the destination. It's not the situation, the location, the circumstance. That's not where the fun lives. The fun is what we choose to think. And research in psychology tells us that our personal experience of things that are, quote, I'm doing air quotes for you, things that are fun is actually heavily influenced by how we personally interpret it. That's why you could go to an event and I could look at my friend and I could say, oh my goodness, wasn't that so fun? And she could look back and be like, that was terrible. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. So who's right? Well, neither. It's a personal experience that I chose to think this, and this were really fun. Somebody else could choose to think it wasn't. And it means that we can change how something feels simply by changing the sentences in our heads. And that is called cognitive reappraisal. And it matters because fun is a positive feeling, and positive emotions do something so important. They widen our thinking, because when we feel lighter, even just a little bit, we are more creative. We are more flexible. We're more willing to engage. We smile more easily. This is not just motivational fluff. This is solid psychological research. So I want to talk about a few very normal, unfun things and see how we might fun them up. Let's talk about housework. Most of us have to do that. Laundry, dishes, mopping a floor, right? What makes housework not fun for you? I'd love for you to think about that. If you're like, I do not like housework, why? What is it that you do not like? What's making it not fun? Because putting clothes into a wash basin and adding detergent isn't anything other than a task. To say it's fun or not fun is a decision that we make. Yes? Hopefully we're all on the same page here. You're like, yeah, that's actually true. It's the thought. So pay close attention to this week. I really want you to hear the thoughts in your head. Pay attention, because silently, you probably have sentences going round and round and round in that beautiful brain of yours. It could be like, oh my gosh, this never ends. I always have laundry to do. Or I spend my whole life cleaning up after other people. Or, oh, my kids always run in with muddy shoes right after I've mopped. All of those simple, seemingly harmless thoughts roll around in our brains multiple times. This is why we have so many thoughts in a day. And they're not wrong and they're not terrible. But what I want everyone to realize is that those thoughts are going to create how you feel. So now when you're doing the laundry or you're washing the dishes or you're mopping the floor a second time, what kinds of feelings are you feeling? Exhausted? Resentful? Frustrated? That's what's happening, and it's making those things not fun. But you can reframe them simply by choosing other thoughts. I think that's the simplest way. You could just be like, how blessed am I? I have a home, clothes, dishes. I have children who can run and they can play. This is great. That thought alone could just soften your experience. And maybe it's not such a chore anymore. It still maybe isn't super fun, but it can start to change things. But I do have some tactics to try to make things a little more fun while we're at it. So I hope you consider trying 1, 2, or all 3. Let's get into those. Number 1, I'm just calling it temptation bundling. I do this. So if I have some kind of a grueling task in front of me and I'm trying to remove the resistance that I really don't want to do it, I want to actually want to do it, therefore making it a little more fun, something to at least look forward to, I will save a new credit that I have for an audiobook. So I'll be like, okay, I really need to, clean out the pantry. So I'm going to start my new book while I do that. Then I've just said, I want to start this new book. So there's this temptation to start this new book, but I'm bundling it with a task that isn't so fun, therefore making it a little more fun. Doesn't mean I love cleaning out the pantry. I do like how it looks at the end, but while I'm doing it, I'm not having a great time, but I am having more fun if I'm listening to a book that I was really excited to start. You could have a favorite podcast. Maybe you have a fun music playlist. You could even do that task while talking to somebody on your phone that you've been meaning to talk with. Anything that gets your brain to start associating the task with something else that you enjoy doing. Then there's going to be this feeling like, well, that was fun. That was at least more fun than not having done it that way. The second tactic you may want to try is to work in short sprints. So you do need a timer for this one. Again, if you're going to maybe work on your organizing your closet or working on organizing the garage, whatever, set your timer for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you want to do. And you tend to make it into a game. This is great if you're kind of a competitive person. Like, how far can you get in that amount of time? You do not need to finish. You have to be very clear about that in your brain. You just say, I'm just going to get however far I get. And starting will become easier for one. So this is a great one also if you aren't feeling especially motivated, but you need to get some momentum going. So you're just like, okay, I'm just going to do it for this long. Boom. It becomes a little more fun because you have this like game mentality, and yet there's still a very clear stopping point at the same time. So as soon as it's done, you're like, oh, good, I'm done. Got that done. That just feels more fun, less daunting. The third tactic, again, this is psychology research backed, and I'm calling it check, 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 because I love lists. I love checking off boxes. I love crossing things off. It actually gives our brain a little hit of dopamine. It just does. We like that. It feels productive. And all of a sudden, that feels a little more fun. It matters more than we even realize. And you can apply this to your kiddos' lives. So if they're grumbling about doing something, why don't you let them know, there's always ways that we could make things more fun. Do you want to make things more fun? Let's say it's time to put some clean sheets on the beds. And so you take the sheets and hand them over to your kiddo and say, come on, let's go turn on some great music. And we're going to sing and dance while we change the sheets. Actually, have you ever sat with your kids to help them create a fun, I don't know, you could call it cleaning the room, cleaning my room playlist or something. Let them pick music that they really love, that really kind of gets them in a good mood. You may want to try that. And again, you're going to bundle this with like, oh, we've got your new playlist ready to go, but we can't listen to it until we're cleaning your room. It's called the Cleaning Your Room playlist. So let's go work on your room. So again, you can see how you're kind of bundling it there. As well, timers work great with a lot of kids. Now, not all kids like timers, but if your kids do, again, you can always gamify it. So maybe they could earn a certain amount of stickers depending on how long the timer is or how much work gets accomplished. This could be for cleaning tasks, but this could also be for completing a math worksheet. You could give them points, and a certain amount of points earn certain things. You could have tickets to a treasure box that you have filled with just things from the dollar store. So get creative there, but timers can also be a great way just to make something mundane a little more fun. In fact, for Christmas this year, I got a digital wall calendar. Have you seen these? They're so cool. There's a lot of different brands out there, but what they are, it's really just a computer screen that you can hang up. And what it does is it has our family calendar and it syncs with Google. So all of us have our different calendars in our personal color choice. And so now when I go to the family calendar, which we hang in our kitchen, I have a blackboard and then I have a board below that where I have I've always had a calendar there. If we get like an invitation to a wedding or a birthday party or a retirement party or something, we'll put that over there. It's that general family space. It used to be where I put kids' artwork. So now I have this digital wall calendar and it's very cool because yes, I can see the whole calendar. When it's not in calendar mode, it goes to slideshow. So I can see just pictures throughout our year, which I love it. But my whole point to this is that there's a task section on most of these models, and kids can literally go up to the wall calendar. the digital count, and with their finger, they can just check off their boxes as they get things done. And it's fun. It will do like an explosion of fireworks, or it'll give a trophy or stars or something. It's kind of fun. So maybe that would be something that you want to consider. What other things could we do? I want to keep it simple. So that's the most important thing. This should be simple. It shouldn't cost you money or take a lot of time. Remember, the goal is that fun is a state of mind, and how do we shift the mood without needing all this extra time to plan it or money or energy to do it? So a couple other ideas. Definitely changing locations can fun things up. If your child's been working for an hour at the kitchen table, it's time to move. Say, hey, let's go to the couch for the next assignment you're going to work on, or let's go sit in the backyard and do our reading. A new environment and the same task feels like more fun. It just does. Another simple thing is kind of like that temptation bundling. As you collect new supplies, like maybe some new crayons, some new pens, some new stickers or washi tape. I love washi tape. Anything like that, not being able to use them until there's a task that maybe isn't so fun, and you say, hey, but you can use your new pens to do this assignment. And it works for you too, like new cleaning supplies, new cleaning tools. I always just like it's a little more fun. It's like, oh, I've got something new to use with this. So use that with your temptation bundling. Also, don't forget that what you wear can also make something more fun, especially for kids. This is one you just don't want to forget. It's so simple, and it's a sensory thing. But if there's a super soft favorite pair of socks or slippers, a favorite sweatshirt, maybe a lucky hat, like these are little things, but they really can kind of perk up a child's attitude and be like, oh yeah, no, I do. I want to wear that today, right? Because maybe it's like, oh, I have a lot of tests I need to take today. Oh, today's a good day for your favorite sweatshirt. And it's little, but it really can help. Another thing, I don't want to forget to tell you about how important it could be to find some fun smells. Maybe lighting a candle or having a special hand lotion or essential oils. Smell is so important. It's directly tied to mood and to memory. So even think about baking cookies or making some brownies as your child is in that last hour of getting some work assignments completed. You put stuff in the oven and all of a sudden it smells good. And they're like, oh, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to get a brownie. It just feels fun. Remember, fun does not have to be earned. It shouldn't. That's not the end game. It can be fun all the way through. It also doesn't have to be productive, and it also doesn't have to be impressive. Most of the time, fun is just the permission we give ourselves to lighten things up, to change that state of mind that we're in. So, are you ready to make today even more fun? I hope so. You know, if you're planning to do some grocery shopping today or tomorrow with the kids, I want to challenge you to make that into a game. Give your kids some roles the next time you go. Like you could say, so Tyler, today you're going to be the produce picker. These are the 4 different things we need from produce, and you're going to pick the best ones. And Adam, you're going to be the price calculator. My boys used to love to try to figure out what the price was going to be when we got to the checkout. Before we got the actual receipt, they would be putting in the numbers, rounding up. You know, you're even working in a little bit of math there. And then you could be like, and Derek, you're in charge of the chart. You're in charge of the cart today. Just suddenly, what could be just a boring chore of kids, just stay by me. We're going to the store. Let's make it quick. Make it into a game. Make it fun. Just see how it changes things up. Choosing fun also doesn't mean, though, that everyone's going to be on board or everyone's going to love every task. It just means you're putting some intention into choosing a state of mind to the best of your ability that feels lighter and less resistant. So I just want you to keep it in mind and know that we can stop waiting for life to somehow magically become fun. It's not going to. It just isn't. But we can choose to believe that there are ways to make anything somewhat enjoyable. What do you think? Are you going to try this thought on? I hope you do. And please pay close attention to what shifts for you. I would love to hear back. Just remember that fun is not found, it's created. And when we feel even a little lighter, we show up differently. We do. And that can change everything. So let's have some fun. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And hey, if you are feeling stretched thin and you would love some support with teaching writing, I offer programs designed to make that part of homeschooling easier and more enjoyable for both you and your child. I also have free resources on my website, so please be sure to check those things out and subscribe to the podcast. You do not have to do this alone. Right on.